When families start to feel a bit disconnected, the solutions always seem so complicated. But what if the answer wasn't about having more talks, but about actually creating something together? Today, we're going to explore a really fascinating program that uses pop art to help rebuild those family bonds. All right, let's dive right in. So, first things first, we've got to understand the problem this program is trying to solve. And honestly, it's a big one. It really centers on the massive pressure our young people are facing today. All right, take a look at this number. Just let that sink in for a second. It represents a huge portion of our kids who are really struggling, often in silence. And here's what that number means. Over 40%. We're talking about almost 1 out of every 2 students dealing with an incredible amount of stress. From school, from worrying about the future, it's like this silent epidemic of anxiety happening right under our noses. Okay, so with all that pressure, what did these students need to hear the most? It's not some complex advice or a big lecture. It's these simple, powerful affirmations you see right here. These are the actual words students said they want to hear from their parents, which means the solution really does start at home. And, this deep need for just simple, loving words, it really points to an even deeper issue. This isn't just about stress. It's about a fundamental breakdown in how families are communicating, or maybe not communicating. I mean, the family is supposed to be our first team, right? The training ground for communication, the place that builds our self-esteem and our mental well-being. So when that foundation gets shaky, it impacts everything else. The stakes just couldn't be higher. Which brings us to the big question, doesn't it? If the usual ways of connecting aren't working anymore, what's the alternative? How can families actually find their way back to each other in a genuine way? And believe it or not, the answer is, well, it's surprisingly creative. We're not talking about traditional therapy and some clinical setting. We're talking about collaboration and color. We're talking about solving some really deep problems with pop art. Let me introduce you to the specific program we're looking at. It's a real-world, 2-hour workshop created for families in South Korea, and it's designed to tackle these exact issues head-on through a shared hands-on experience. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. This isn't just an arts and crafts day. It's actually a very structured 4-step journey. It's designed to guide families from first recognizing how they interact to then learning to express themselves in a totally new and much healthier way. So you might be wondering, who is the brain behind an idea like this? Well, let's meet the organization that came up with it, the architects of what they call Pleasant Change. The program was created by the Pleasant Change Lab, an education and development company out of Seoul. I mean, their name alone kind of gives you a sense of their whole positive, proactive philosophy, right? And their core values really break it down for us. Everything they create is designed to be, number 1, beneficial, number 2, delivered in a cheerful or creative way, and number 3, built on a solid foundation of trust. It's a simple but powerful trio. And what's really cool is that they apply this philosophy to a whole range of fields, everything from high-tech AI education to essential skills like building relationships. So this pop art program isn't just a random idea, it's grounded in a deep understanding of how people learn and connect. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's look at the blueprint for this thing. How do you actually get from a totally blank canvas to a stronger family bond in just 2 hours? The whole workshop is built around these 3 simple but really powerful modules. It starts with introspection, thinking about what makes their family unique. Then it moves into creation, literally painting that story together. And it ends with sharing, presenting their art and talking about what it means to them. It's just a beautiful, logical flow. And here, you can really see the genius of it all. The connection between the program's goals and the real-world results is so clear. The goal isn't just to paint something pretty. It's to enhance empathy, which leads to deeper bonds. It's to use collaboration on a canvas to spark more conversation at the dinner table. Every single part of this activity is designed for a tangible, positive change. And behind all the data and the program design, there's this simple, really powerful mission from the company's CEO. It's all about providing a stepping stone, a small, accessible tool that can help people start a much longer journey of healing and connection. So we end on this question. The work being done by the Pleasant Change Lab really suggests that, well, maybe the best way to get families talking again isn't to force more talking at all. Maybe it's about putting down the phones, picking up the paintbrushes, and just creating something new together. A pretty fascinating idea to think about.